Hi everyone, thank you very much for being here today. My name's Sarah Grimstick, and this is how your business can thrive in 2023, not just survive. So I think I'm going to keep you here for about 20 minutes. If you have to go, don't worry, I will email the recording to you later. Or if you stay with us, then brilliant. I think about 20 minutes long. So I'm going to try and pack in as much useful information as I can. First, a little bit about me. My name's Sarah Grimstick. I'm an Entrepreneur Circle certified business coach. I've been doing that for about 3 years. Before that, I was a chartered accountant for about 14 years. I've owned businesses in the leisure industry, and now I work with small business owners who want to get paid more from their business. Right, let's jump into the content then. Question: is the UK in recession? We hear a lot about recession in the media at the moment. It seems to be in all the newspapers, on all the news streams, in big, scary words and sentences. But is the UK in recession? Well, the answer is probably not, actually. A recession is 2 quarters of consecutive negative growth, and we haven't had that. We're not actually in a recession. We still could get into there, but we're not in a recession at the moment. But a better question is, well, does it feel like the UK is in a recession to your customers? Does it feel like we're in an economic downturn? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. There's so much in the news about the cost of living crisis, the strikes, people using food banks. Everything the media is telling us is that things are bad. And from the customer's point of view, we might as well be in a recession. So we need to just accept that that's what they're thinking. What's actually happening? Well, interest rates and inflation are going up, which means people have less money to spend at the end of each month. They have less money for discretionary spending. We have 2 types of spending. We have necessary spending, which is our food, our shelter, our mortgage payments, our loan repayments. And then we have our discretionary spending, which is usually anything fun. It's our dinners out, it's new furniture, it's gym classes, it's new clothes, new experiences, stuff that we don't have to do, but we want to do. So what does this mean for you? Well, and this really doesn't matter if you're selling directly to individuals or if you're selling to businesses, but your customers have less money because everything is more expensive. Same for individuals, same for businesses. Some of those customers will stop buying or postpone buying decisions. And as a result, your market shrinks and you and your competitors are trying to get the same sales from fewer customers. But there's good news. History tells us that in every downturn, there are success stories. Not every business fails. Not every business does badly. Bad businesses might fail. Average businesses might do badly. Customers shrink, but they don't disappear completely. There are actually large portions of the population that don't even have mortgages. There are people with savings now who are actually starting to earn a little bit of interest again. JD Sports is a good example of this, high street sports brand. And they had an absolutely bumper Christmas when the market assumed they'd be struggling. Because who would spend £150 on new trainers at a time like this when we've got cost of living crisis and food banks? The answer is people in their 20s who are still living at home. They're not affected by utility bills, they're not affected by mortgages. They're actually seeing their wages increase. So they've got loads of disposable income and they're going out and treating themselves. So there are sections of the population that are not affected by this crisis. There are other people who can't wait. They can't put off their spending. So I have a client who runs a photography student for newborns photography studio for newborns and children. And we've just put her prices up and she's doing better than ever. The answer being, if you want newborn baby photos, you can't wait until the recession's over because your newborn baby won't be a newborn baby anymore. You have to do it in that first few weeks when they're all scrunched up and cute. There's only 1 year you can get your child's first Christmas photo shoot done. It doesn't matter if there's an economic downturn or not. If you want it done, you have to do it in their first year of their life. So there are people who are not postponing their buying decisions. There are always opportunities in economic downturn. The key is you can't be frozen by fear. Fear is paralyzing. Average businesses will cut back in 2023. They'll try to hunker down and save money. They'll stop advertising. They'll cut costs and their product or service will probably suffer. They'll stop providing good customer service. They just won't survive. Only the brave business owners who think properly and do the right things will come through 2023 stronger than ever. So the smart business owners don't ask, how can I survive 2023? But they ask, how can I make sure my business emerges from 2023 in an even better state? How can I be one of the winners from the economic downturn? It's a completely different way of looking at it, and it puts you, the business owner, in control. It's not down to the government anymore or the Bank of England. You're in control of your success this year. The economy will be bad for some people, but not everyone, and not you if you think properly and do the right things. So how do we think properly and do the right things? Well, I've put together 5 of the most useful things you can do in 2023 to make sure your business thrives. Number 1, have a clear goal and target. It's never been more important to know exactly what your target is for 2023. The way to solve any problem in life is to get clear on what you actually want to achieve. You need to know what success looks like for you. If you know where you're headed, then you can think clearly about how to get there and you can put a plan together. So I encourage everyone to have a number in mind. It's probably the number you want to take home from your business, the number you want to be paid from your business in 2023. And I have clients who want to achieve different things. Some want money, lots of money. They want the things that come with having lots of money, and they're willing to work lots of hours and do lots of important things to get there. I have other clients who say they'd be happy with the same money, but they want to work less hours and spend more time with their family. These are all valid goals. So what's your goal? As a business owner, you can choose your goal. If we want to spend time with our family, then that's how we design the business and we set our goals accordingly. If we don't want to work Fridays, then we design the business so that we don't have to work Fridays. I've got a virtual assistant client who specifically wants to work fewer hours. So we're changing the business to take on more assistants to help her with the work. Then we're attracting more clients to pay for the assistants. So we're adding revenue onto the business so that we can ensure that she can take home the amount she wants to get paid every month. So what's your number? Then break it down and think how to get there. And I've got an example of this here. If you want to take home £60,000 a year, £60,000 divided by 12 months is £5,000 a month. And then obviously I don't know what your costs are and what your goals here. So I've just based this on my business. As a business coach, I don't have many costs. My costs are about £500 a month. So to get paid £5,000 a month, I have to generate £5,500 a month in income so that I can pay the £500 of costs and then pay myself £5,000. Clients pay me £399 a month. So if I divide 5,500 by 399, it means I need 14 clients a month to get to the goal of £5,000 a month, £60,000 a year. Then you can work out the gap. So you can work out how many clients you've got now or how much you've been paid now. You can work out what you actually want to be paid and how many clients that is. And you can look at the gap. How many clients do you need? How many products do you need to sell to close that gap and really get to where you want to be? This is something I do really early on with clients, actually. And if you do need help with this, then do get in touch. But once you know where you're trying to get to, you can look at the gap and work out how much you need to close it. And only then can you work out a strategy to get there. So number 2 on the things that you can do in 2023 to make sure your business thrives is control the controllables. We cannot control interest rates. We cannot control what the government does. I wish we could. We can't control energy prices. We definitely can't control geopolitics. We need to focus on the things we can control right now and stop worrying about the things we can't. Allowing your mind to fester and worry will not serve you well in 2023. We need to rise above it, focus on yourself, your business, and getting to your goals. I'm going to share 3 things with you that you can and must control in 2023 to make sure your business thrives. So number 1 is your attitude. You get to choose your attitude every day. We're not born as negative or positive people. We can choose what we want to be every day. And I know the media tells us that, last week was Blue Monday, the country's falling apart, the trains don't work, thousands of businesses are going to fail, and we should all be absolutely miserable. But it's actually not compulsory to be miserable. We can choose to have a positive attitude every day. Attitude is the foundation of everything. We can choose to be the most positive person in the room because people do worry. In uncertain times, other people get bogged down in worry. And when you're thinking properly, you know that your worry doesn't solve anything. Proactive thinking solves things. Thinking about your goals and how to get there solves things. Not being frozen with worry and fear. So in all your interactions, always try to be the most positive person. People are more likely to respond to you, to feel connected to you, and remember the person who was positive and made them feel positive about things. I'm not saying be all rah rah, life's amazing, it's never been better, but just be positive that there are solutions out there and things will improve. Nothing lasts forever. Pandemics end, recessions end, wars end. So let's be positive and help people get through this. Why does positive attitude matter so much? Well, positive thought manifests itself in a positive attitude, which will lead to a positive communication with your customers, which will lead them to have a memorable customer experience, which leads to loyal customers, which leads to a successful business, which leads to a profitable business, which leads to an improvement in your lifestyle. So you can see how your positive thoughts really ultimately affect the lifestyle that you lead as a business owner. Number two thing, and the thing that we can and must control in 2023 is our activity. In 2023, you must control your diary. You must spend time working on your business, not just in it. So taking control of your diary means not letting other people dictate how you spend your time, even your customers. You must ring fence time to work on your business. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere. This is something I go on to my clients about a lot, but I recommend you spend at least 20% of your working time working on your business rather than in it. So working in your business is when you're doing all the necessary and important things that do have to be done, but don't necessarily help you grow. Your VAT return, your bookkeeping, client work even, stock control. It all needs to be done, but doing them alone will not grow your business. And don't be tricked into thinking that working on those things will ultimately help you grow. Working on your business means doing the things that you need to do to grow your business. Working on your marketing, reaching out to new clients, improving your customer services, making clients feel special, networking, getting reviews. These are things that will move your business forward, and you must ring fence time, preferably every day, but at least every week to do these things. I promise there will be a direct correlation between your success in 2023 and how much time you spend working on your business. I'll give you a few examples of this because you do need to prioritize this. If you're still doing the bookkeeping in your business, assuming you're not actually an accountant, but if you're still doing the bookkeeping, then recognize that the time you spent on that is not time you're spending growing your business. Should you get a bookkeeper to help you, an expert who can probably do things in minutes that you spend hours doing, that could give you precious time back to do the things that you're good at, which is growing your business. It is the same if you're spending hours struggling with IT in your business, then get someone in to help. Don't waste your time struggling with something you add no value to. Get an expert in and get on with growing your business. And yes, it does cost money, but there is an opportunity cost to you spending time on the wrong things. So control your activity in 2023 and prioritize the things that are really going to help you grow. The third thing that we can and must control in 2023 is our follow-up. So my clients will often hear me shouting that the fortune is in the follow-up. And most businesses are absolutely rubbish at following up. Think about your own lives when you're dealing with businesses as a consumer yourself. Once you've made the initial inquiry, how often do people follow up? Not very often, and hardly ever more than once. The idea that if you were interested, you would respond to them is just crazy in most years, and it's lunacy this year. There are customers out there. It's a smaller market. But there are still customers out there, but there are fewer of them. And we need to fight hard for all our customers in 2023. So do not slack off on the follow-up. I want you to think of getting an inquiry and answering it as only 10% of the work done. The other 90% is in the follow-up. I asked for a quote recently from a service company, and it's completely discretionary spending. It's a service that I was thinking of buying for a relative, but I don't have to. And I asked them for a quote. I got one email back with the quote and then nothing. No justification of the price, which is higher than other people are charging. No concern about what I want it for, or nothing telling me the dangers of going to their cheaper competitors, nothing like that. So I just haven't responded. They've left money on the table there because they're not following up with me. And it's just crazy to do it because I guarantee they're not overwhelmed with work either. So they're just leaving money on the table. The follow-up is how you persuade people that you're the best option. With my clients, we map out the customer journey from initial inquiry all the way through to sale. And we look at all the points of contacts with customers. We look at all the places we can make them feel special, and follow-up pieces are laid out. We create a system. And I encourage you to systemize it in your business. Even if you're not dealing with a huge number of inquiries, systemize your response. So you could say, right, on day 0, I'll respond to the inquiry. On day 1, I'll follow up with a phone call. Day 2 after the inquiry, I'll resend the quote, but with some extra information that they might find useful. On day 3, I'll leave them alone. But on day 4, I'll send them a video message with something else that's helpful to their decision-making process. The key is not to be salesy, but be helpful. Educate them on your product or service and what you can do for them. Send them third-party evidence that your solution works, maybe articles that you found where other people have used a similar solution and had a success. Be helpful, but not salesy. The important thing is map out your follow-up process and make it happen, because it's a major area that you can control and it's going to be really important in 2023. The businesses that are good at follow-up are the ones who will get the sale. And recognize that if you're not following up with your customers, then you are leaving money on the table. Right, back to our list of the most useful steps you can take to make sure you and your business emerge stronger from 2023. Number 3, PMMFS, which stands for Please Make Me Feel Special. When times are hard and challenging, people want to be made to feel special, and we will respond to being made to feel special. It's never been more important than it is in 2023 to go the extra mile for your customers and over-deliver. It makes an even bigger difference in hard times. Last year, during the heat wave, I had a flat tire, and I had asked some people, God, where can I go to get this done? And they all recommended Maidenhead tires. So I turned up there with 2 small children who were in a really bad mood. I didn't have any snacks with me. It was awful. It was a super hot day. And the people at Maidenhead tires were so kind, and they didn't judge me. I'd done something stupid with the tire, and they didn't judge me at all. It was a super hot day. They showed me outside to a picnic bench in the shade where I could wait. And they said, don't worry about coming in. We will come out and update you. And one of them even flagged down a passing ice cream van so that I could get the kids some ice creams. They really made me feel special, and they looked after me in what could have been a really stressful situation. So consequently, I recommend them to everyone. And I wouldn't go anywhere else. I'm sure I could find a cheaper place to get tires if I needed to, but I'm not going anywhere else. I'm a loyal client now because they made me feel special. The baby photography studio that I mentioned earlier, we really had to think about what these mums of newborn babies were thinking about when they came in for a photo shoot. And of course, they're often quite nervous because, it might be one of the first outings out with their baby. And they're thinking, oh gosh, what if my baby needs a change? What if they need a feed in the middle of the photo shoot? Is the photographer going to be angry or impatient? So we introduced a text the night before. The photographer will now text their clients that are coming in the next day, just reassuring them that actually if the baby needs to be changed or fed, it's not a problem. We can take all the time we need. We try and make them feel comfortable, and it helps them to look forward to the shoot. And of course, it's reduced the number of no-shows and cancellations, and consequently, my client's income has gone up because we're making her clients feel special and feel comfortable. My mother-in-law had an IFA, independent financial advisor, who was really helpful during her divorce, not just with practical financial advice, but actually she sat down and listened to her, and she really, took the time to listen to my mother-in-law talk about the divorce and how it made her feel. My mother-in-law is still with that IFA 20 years later. She wouldn't even think about leaving her. So have a think about how you can make your customers and potential customers feel special. How can you make them feel safe and valued and supported in these challenging times? There are businesses I know that have a special budget of like £30 a month, which must be spent to make a customer feel special. So their teams have to spend this money. It could be a bunch of flowers when they know a customer's having a tough time, a gift if they're celebrating. How would you feel about your dentist, for example, if they sent you flowers when you cancelled an appointment because your elderly parent was ill? Would you ever leave that dentist? When you're interacting people, imagine they've got PMMFS tattooed across their forehead. Please make me feel special. That's how you create relationships and connections with your customers that will have them recommending you for years later. Right, number 4 in the things you must do in 2023 to make your business thrive. Who and what you surround yourself with in 2023 is going to be really important. If you hang around with negative, unambitious people, you will get brought down to their level, no matter how hard you try. If you consume all the negative stories in the news, then recognize that you're filling your head with negativity. And it's very difficult to be the most positive person when everything you're taking in is negative. I remember seeing one news story a while ago, which was covered by Sky News and BBC. Same news story. The Sky News headline was, "Gymnast fails to reach gold." The BBC headline was, "Gymnast achieves silver." You can see the difference in how it makes you feel. Some outlets will put a negative spin on everything because bad news is addictive and it's their job to get eyeballs onto their news. So in 2023, we need to be really careful about what we're putting into our minds. Try to avoid negative people who are going to bring you down. Hang around with ambitious people and feed off their motivation. Be inspired by them. There are fantastic networking groups around. I'm a member of 2 networking groups and I go to ad hoc networking if I see it come up. And they're always full of other business owners wanting to grow their business. And I find it really inspiring and motivating. So seek out networking groups if you can. I went to one last week, which was an ad hoc one. I spent £16 on a ticket and walked away with a client who's going to pay me £399 a month. So, I'll take that deal all day long. Make sure you're setting yourself up for success in 2023 by hanging around with the right people and filling your head with the right things. Finally, number 5 on the things you must do in 2023 to thrive. Build your audience. By this, I mean increase the number of people who are listening to you. The best way to do this is building a mailing list, which you can communicate out to regularly. We've all got a list, no matter how small. Even if you're starting out, it's probably people you've dealt with in the past, even if you haven't actually sold anything to them yet. For the rest of you who've been going a while, it's past clients or any past inquiries. They're on your list. Think about how you can get more people who might be interested in your product or service onto your list. The key to expanding your list is to try and make friends and help people. Don't be salesy, just think about making friends and helping people. I've always believed the way to show someone you can help them is by actually helping them. The main motivation of this webinar is to help small business owners who are facing a daunting year. I'm doing it for free, but it's not a waste of my time because I'm building my list. Everyone who's signed up to this webinar now knows about me and forms part of my audience. If the time is right and someone in my audience decides that they want help with their business, then I'll be the natural person for them to turn to because they're already listening to me. They're already in my audience. So how can you get more people in your audience or on your list in 2023? Is there a helpful download that you could create that people want to read? Should you be planning a free webinar like this one to help people? Is there a fun quiz you can design that people would like to take? People really value help in difficult times and they will value you for providing it. So in summary, the most useful steps you can take in 2023 to help your business thrive. Number 1, have a clear target and goal. Number 2, control the controllables, your attitude, your activity, your follow-up. Number 3, embrace PMMFS. Everyone you deal with has got "please make me feel special" tattooed across their forehead. Number 4, surround yourself with the right things. And number 5, build your audience to make sure that more people are listening to you in 2023. Because when the time is right for them to buy, they will turn to the people who are talking to them. They'll turn to the people who they're in the audience for, and they will spend their money with you if that's you. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you all taking the time to listen. I really hope you found it valuable. I would like to invite you all to book a free call with me where I will just try and be as helpful as possible. If you don't want to work with me further, that's absolutely fine. If you'd like to explore business coaching, then we can have a chat about that and see if we're the right fit for each other. You can book a call by going to profitgym.co.uk and then just click book a call, or you can email me at sarah@profitgym.co.uk. But I wish you all the best for 2023 in your business and your personal lives. Thank you very much, and I'll let you get back to your day. Take care. Bye.